I'm afraid he's going to get on the field in preseason games without a lot of practice reps. And then they're going to ask him to perform these heroic tasks in order to prove that he's worthy of being a starter when he hasn't had enough reps to really get comfortable. That's the kind of battle he's dealing with right now. I know. I've seen it. Dom, you've seen it. We've been in these camps. We know how that goes. Yeah. You don't get enough reps. They play a whole half of a game, and then all of a sudden coaches are going, why are you making that mistake? Why aren't you making that check? Why are you doing that technique? Well, damn, coach, I never was in there in practice. You never even talked to me during practice. But now you expect me to know. That's what they're going to that's what they're going to expect of him. But if anyone can get it done, it's this kid because he's been trained the right way. But I'm telling you, he is ice skating uphill. He just is. And every time you hear this organization talk, you get that feel.
I don't think the Browns have been setting him up for success all summer. Like, understand this. The only reason why Shedeur is even starting on Friday is because he's the only available quarterback of the 4 on that unofficial depth chart, right? Like, Joe Flacco's 40, so he's obviously not going to play. And Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel, who are ahead of Sanders on said depth chart due to political reasons, and I'll get to that in a minute, are dealing with injuries. So Shedeur has to start. But they're kind of throwing him into the fire here because they've given him 0 first-team reps all camp. He's been balling all camp. I mean, every time I see one of those, I'm talking about those ESPN Cleveland quarterback graphics, Shedeur has the best stats. But they've literally only given him 4 total reps against the first-team defense.
Friday Night Lights in Cleveland were supposed to be the next chapter of a Cinderella story. Shedeur Sanders, the highly publicized rookie quarterback, son of Deion coach Prime Sanders, and the new face of a franchise desperate for identity, was named the starter for the Browns' first preseason game against the Carolina Panthers. On the surface, it looked like an exciting debut, but behind the scenes, a storm was brewing. The NFL is a game of optics, and from the outside, this looked like a dream opportunity. A young, confident quarterback with sky-high potential, taking the reins in front of a roaring home crowd. But scratch the surface, and the truth reveals something darker, something that stinks of sabotage.
144th pick for the Cleveland Browns will be starting at quarterback in the preseason open. Can you believe this, how this plays out? You can't make this up. I wonder, what did they say when they said, well, we got to start him? I told you that 144 is the seal that this is mine, and the seal of protection you'll get from God. But I'm going to need you to sit down for week 1. So the world can see the seal I put on number 144. Can y'all imagine if he plays anything? If he plays anything like anything, the story blows up even bigger. Everybody that watch him fall, don't tune in. They'll watch this rise. But in the end, they win.
Because while Shedeur will start on Friday, he's done it with almost 0 reps with the Browns' first-team offense all training camp. That's right, no real work with the starters, no live action with the top receivers, no rhythm built with the ones he'll be judged by. While other rookie QBs around the league are getting nurtured, supported, and groomed with first-team reps, Cleveland threw Shedeur into the fire with a smile and a pat on the back. Make no mistake, the Browns are putting Shedeur Sanders on the field not to succeed, but to test his breaking point.
This is his shot. Yeah. This is it. I mean, I don't mean just this one game, but I'm saying this is his chance. Even though it looks like he's been practicing well, what we talked earlier, like it just seems like they don't want to give him the shot to really move up. Well, they have to now. And I salute them for not. I think to start Tyler Huntley in this game would have just been like, it would have either been insulting or he is just light years away from being ready to play in an NFL game. And so I'm glad he's getting a start. I said earlier, maybe he plays a half, Huntley plays. If he's playing well, he's going to play 3 quarters at least.
Well, it looks like he's going to have to play a half.
Right, yeah. That's like a minimum at this point. But this is his opportunity to really distance himself from Gabriel for sure. And if you look at all 6 of their quarterbacks, he's the only one, with all due respect to Dylan Gabriel, who even remotely could be like their quarterback of the future.
From day one of training camp, there were whispers. Local reporters noted how Shedeur spent most of his time working with the second and third string offenses. He flashed brilliance in isolated moments, like the now viral Day 4 practice, where he tossed 3 touchdowns, including a beautifully placed bomb to fellow rookie Luke. But even that wasn't enough to earn him consistent first-team reps. And still, the Browns handed him the start against the Panthers. The question on everyone's mind, why now?
He's unflappable. We have been through so much as a family, as athletes, that he is prepared for everything. He cut from the old school, man. Like, he knows hard work pays off. Like, you got to work to earn it. I can't wait till the preseason game start because
oh man, next Friday I'm going to everybody locked in, baby.
You can do what you want, but you're gonna have to let him play in preseason.
Insiders speculate the move is more about optics than opportunity. Cleveland has been desperate to calm the noise surrounding the franchise this offseason. From quarterback controversies to coaching tension to a restless fan base still reeling from last year's collapse, Shedeur represents fresh hope. He's marketable, he's magnetic, and if he flames out under the bright lights on Friday, the team can shrug and say, well, he had his shot. But did he?
I mean, he's funny, he's optimistic, he's lighthearted, but he works hard. You know, he takes it seriously, his craft, and he's watching what the others are doing and you know, doing it his own way in which only he can. So, you know, looking forward to see him, you know, during these preseason games and you know, how he manages the offense. But you know, I think he looks good, but all the guys look good right now.
When asked about his lack of first-team reps, Shedeur didn't bite. There was no bitterness, no finger-pointing, just raw maturity. That's not my place to answer, he said calmly. It doesn't really faze me. You gotta understand, we came all the way from an HBCU to a Power 5, and now we here. That's not just confidence, that's perspective. The kid has overcome every obstacle in front of him. Critics said he couldn't dominate in college. Then he lit up the Pac-12 at Colorado. They said he was riding his father's name. Then he proved himself as one of the smartest, most precise passers in the college. And now, in Cleveland, he's walking into the same storm. But this time, the sabotage might be coming from inside the building. Multiple league sources have hinted that not everyone in the Browns organization is on board with Shedeur being the guy. Some in the front office reportedly view him as more of a project. Others see him as a potential franchise quarterback. Just not this year. But the most damning part? Head coach Kevin Stefanski hasn't publicly backed Shedeur as the future. Not once has he said the job is Shedeur's to lose. Not once has he called him the leader of this offense. Even when Sanders had his 3-touchdown day, Stefanski deflected praise, crediting overall execution rather than giving the rookie his due. And yet, here we are. Shedeur will be under center on Friday, likely throwing to second-string receivers against a Panthers first-team defense looking to make a statement. If that sounds like a mismatch, it is.
You know you gotta do that. What's up? Got your Wi-Fi on, man. Got your Wi-Fi on. Oh, we got twins. Yeah, come on, you know how we come from. I ain't even playing. And they got me mic'd up. Hey, we ain't even playing that. Come on, man. Y'all know what time it is. Connection, man. Yeah.
This is the Shedeur effect. I perked up. I didn't anticipate this, and now it's okay. Shedeur's going to play, and he's going to play in a preseason game, and he's going to have an opportunity to do it on a national stage. This is why Shedeur Sanders is a different kind of fifth-round pick. If you told me some other fifth-round pick playing for some other team was starting, I wouldn't even, care. Go and win the job. You're on national TV. Go and light it up. Throw the ball. Have fun. But I didn't buy the jersey, but I definitely perked up at the fact that he's going to be playing and he's number one under center, even in a preseason game.
Quarterback development is about support, reps with the top offensive line, building timing with WR1s, establishing trust in the huddle. Shedeur has had none of that. Instead, he's been throwing to fringe roster guys in low-rep situations. He's been dodging pressure behind second-string offensive linemen. And now he's being judged on live game tape without the benefit of cohesion. It's like handing a surgeon a butter knife and saying, "Perform." This isn't development. It's trial by fire. And if Shedeur struggles, don't be surprised if the whispers turn into roars. He's not ready. He's overhyped. He's just Coach Prime's son. But that narrative would ignore the truth. He was never given the full tools to succeed. The Browns' quarterback room is crowded. Veteran Joe Flacco, signed late in the offseason, looms in the background. There are still loyalists to the previous QB regime, and Stefanski, fighting for his job, may not be eager to tie his fate to a rookie. So instead of committing to Shedeur and building around him, the team may be using Friday night as a scapegoat scenario. If Shedeur performs well, they can celebrate him. If he struggles, they can justify burying him on the depth chart without taking the PR hit. It's politics, it's optics, and it's dangerous for a young quarterback's confidence. Cleveland isn't a casual football city. These are diehards. They know the game, and more importantly, they know when a player's being hung out to dry. Social media has already exploded with reactions to the lack of first-team reps. Fans are frustrated. Many believe Shedeur is being set up, not supported. Comments like, "If you want him to fail, this is how you do it." No first-team reps, and you start him? Come on, Stefanski. This isn't about development. It's about PR. They see it. And if Friday night turns into a disaster, they'll remember. Shedeur Sanders is not your typical rookie. He's built differently. Years under the pressure of media attention. Years with a target on his back because of his last name. But no matter how he performs Friday night, let's be clear, this is not the final exam. It's an early chapter. He's got the intelligence, the arm, the poise. What he needs, what any rookie needs, is a franchise that believes in him, supports him, puts him in position to grow. If Cleveland's not that team, someone else will be. Friday's game isn't just about one preseason start. It's about what the Browns truly think of Shedeur Sanders. It's about whether this franchise is ready to break its pattern of dysfunction, or repeat it again, this time with a young man who has done nothing but handle every challenge with grace. If he balls out, they'll pretend it was the plan all along. If he falters, don't be surprised if the knives come out. Because this ain't just football. This is Cleveland politics. And Shedeur Sanders just got thrown into the middle of it.